And now we can cut to some blind trailer reacts because you ain't going nowhere. We're gonna watch a couple trailers that you may or may not have seen. I probably haven't seen, and we're just gonna see how we feel about them. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
Do it.
Let's do it. All right, start it off. What are we watching? Ooh, Superman, the Christopher Reeve. Is this? Oh, I'm just gonna say already, probably tearjerker, but it's gonna be strong and powerful. All right, so let's see how this works.
Everybody's looking for a hero.
Oh,
I am not a hero.
That was a part. I played the part. I'm not that man.
Hands down, he was Superman from day one.
I realized that if I could pull off this part, it would change my life.
John Houseman said, Mr. Reeve, it is very important you become a serious classical actor. Unless, of course, they offer you a load of money to do something else.
He convinced me when I first met him that he would fly.
Doing things with my dad. It was all about activity and action. Riding bikes, playing soccer, skiing.
My dad was very competitive, and he didn't necessarily slow down.
We said goodbye, and he gave this wave. That was the last time I saw him on his feet.
Mr. Reeve currently has no movement or spontaneous respiration.
Superman, crazy. Just that simple little thing over the horse.
I'd ruined my life and everybody else's. I won't be able to ski, sail, throw a ball to Will. Won't be able to make love to Dana. Maybe we should let me go.
She came flying in, and she just yelled, "I love you. I love you."
And then she said the words that saved my life. You're still you, and I love you.
He and Robin were such good friends because they could match each other.
Robin also had struggles that he dealt with his whole life, and I think that they both were aware of darkness.
Brother Chris is fighting like crazy. When you find people who fight like that but still keep their humanity, that gives you great hope.
That is tough because I can feel him, but he can't feel me.
It must have been hell for my mom, too, knowing what she had lost.
I felt I needed to do something, not just for myself, but for everyone else in the same condition.
The fact that Superman was in a wheelchair and was willing to go public with it was huge.
Help is on the way.
The Christopher and Dana Reeve Paralysis Act.
People are literally walking because of him.
What is a hero? My answer was that a hero is someone who commits a courageous action without considering the consequences. Now my definition is completely different. I think a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
wow.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Do you want to take a minute to find a tissue? But okay, I want to first off, just without even seeing this movie, I'm just gonna say this is the best thing DC has put out in at least a decade. But oh my God, to tell the Christopher Reeve story is such a rich story because this didn't happen until like late 90s. Early 80s is when the Superman films came out, and it was big. And then this also obviously didn't happen until like the mid 90s. I actually did not know the Robin Williams connection between him and
they
that
were
one.
friends. They were friends in college. They were roommates.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So they went like back.
Yeah. I mean, the relationship that he had, if you look in YouTube, there's so many interviews when Robin Williams talked about his relationship with Christopher Reeves. And it's just always about bonding, about complementing each other because Christopher Reeves was this stoic person, like not serious, but like different than Robin Williams. I don't think there's anyone like Robin Williams.
I mean, it's really hard. Yeah, there's like, let's just say, like, it's hard to say Christopher Reeves was like Robin Williams was not like anybody. So
it's like even you can see when he makes jokes, it was like all serious jokes.
Yeah,
and I think that was a compliment between them. And Robin Williams talked about how was that relationship, and for me, it could have been awesome. I mean, I love Robin Williams. Even like people criticize him. And I remember that I don't know, his movie is important for me with so many reasons.
Oh yeah,
I think when you tell stories about, I don't know, just make you feel human, and that's what I feel this documentary is gonna create. The human part of a Superman, because from Christopher Reeves, even he's not the first Superman that we had on the screen. I mean, when I say screen and TV included, it's like everyone wants to be Christopher Reeves. The way he looks, the way he dresses, even drawing. And I remember a couple things about him. I was thinking about Christopher Reeves the other days because he had there's a famous group from the 80s. It's a sister and a brother. They sing in Spanish. And they have this video where Christopher Reeves, it's the main character. He doesn't say a word. But he is in this video clip because the girl is in love with him. And that's the whole song about it. Heroína Solitaria. It's like a secretary that's in love with her boss. And her boss is Christopher Reeves. And you don't see him as a Superman. You see him as a boss. And
he's a guy.
He's a guy. Like a regular, white, well-dressed guy. Like,
we all know Christopher Reeves look good in a suit. We all know that. Yeah.
Exactly. And I can't remember other movies of him, but I remember that I saw that the Children of Dam, back in the early 90s before he had the accident. And I hope this story, like this show, is going to talk about his life previous to the accident and his life mostly after the accident. And I didn't know that he had kids. I didn't know anything that I just saw in the trailer.
Yes, that's the thing about a biography, right? Where it's like it takes what you thought you knew, because I mean, it may just be surface level, and just tell you how the depth of some people. Yeah. David, how'd you feel?
I'm uplifted. I'm sure tears will be shed. It's Christopher Reeves is a mythic. He's borderline mythic figure, not just in movies, but I mean the entertainment space, right, and pop culture of the last century.
Proved himself.
Yeah. So I think that the movie clearly understands the scope of that and telling every single aspect of the story, the ones we don't know, the ones we don't quite know, not all of us. That being said, I'm really interested to see what format it takes. If it focuses on one specific, like maybe stretch of his life, maybe the hardships part of his life. Because right now it looks like it'll kind of span the whole career and then like the legacy down through his children. So that remains to be seen to see what audiences take away from it. So
I think honestly, this is going to tap into stem cell research, which was beginning new or whatever. And I remember Christopher Reeves being like a proponent for that, of just like, let me do this, not because I want to walk, but because I'm willing to take the brunt of this and be the face of this, because I believe in it, and I think this might be the next thing. It may or may not get me back on my feet, but it might be the first step towards another thing. He was a very brave man, a wonderful man.
But for me, I have more memory of him in a wheelchair than a memory not being in a wheelchair.
To be honest, because we're of that, I mean, and of course, say what you will about the Superman movies, which I have my opinions of Superman movies. I have no fault of Christopher Reeve's performance of Superman in those movies.
No, he's just charismatic.
Yeah,
he's funny without.
He's Clark Kent.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest, like if it comes down to Superman, boiled down, Clark Kent's a Midwestern boy. He's a farm boy. He's nerdy. He doesn't know what he's doing around people. But then watch him punch an asteroid, But it's
not like Henry Cavill with muscles. Like Superman.
It's like damn boy, all right, yeah. But that's what I loved about him.
Even this guy who looks like him, that Bryan Singer put in the movie, he just ruined his career because he was looking too much like Christopher Reeves. I forgot.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's interesting about this movie, right? This comes out in October, and it's fascinating. timing, obviously, it's hard to ignore the timing that it'll be. We'll be at that point, what, 8-9 months away from the next iteration of Superman. So
yeah, probably we're gonna win the Oscars.
I mean, honestly, which I'm just gonna say, for an October movie, I'm a traditionalist. I think only horror movies need to be introduced in October. Okay, this can wait until November. Okay, November can be for the regular movies. I need my horror in October.
We don't have a line of movies, horror movies for October.
I know we don't have enough, and that's the problem. We can talk about horror movie genres, which I'll gladly welcome you all back. We'll have a discussion on it because I love my horror.
The best horror movie has already passed. Longlegs, in a nature violin.
Oh, I need to see Longlegs. I'm sorry, Andrea is not here. She's usually one of our hosts. Andrea, she has opinions on Longlegs, and it's hilarious.